This episode of The Static Traveller is brought to you by Bizarre Spice. Their family is taking great pride and pleasure in creating quality seasonings, dry rubs and blended herbs for over 25 years in the downtown farmers market of Kansas City, Missouri. Bizarre Spice take great care in bringing spice blends from generations of their families overseas to our families at home. At Bizarre Spice, they are always excited about creating fresh products and maintaining the best ingredients for kitchens and homes. They're blessed to continue a tradition of delivering quality and quantity to all. Bizarre Spice is where great seasonings meet you at your front door. Their spices and herbs are affordable and unique, and they welcome all buyers. So give them a try and visit them at their website www.bizarrespice.com. That's www.bazarspice.com. Thank you. Now that that's done, let's get on with the episode. Hello and welcome to The Static Traveller with me, James. Hello and welcome to the latest episode of The Static Traveller, the podcast where I speak to travellers of the past and the present from around the globe and let them speak to you or let them tell you in their own words about their adventures throughout this amazing world. Today's guest is Ruturaj Patel. Ruturaj is originally from India and he currently lives in Anand, India. He's a 25-year-old student who has kindly agreed to take time away from his studies for his upcoming exam in about 10 days' time to come and speak to us about his travels. Hello, Ruturaj, are you there?
Yes,
Hello, how are you?
yes, I'm fine. And how are you?
I'm great, thank you. So, as I was saying, I can't thank you enough for coming and speaking to me today. I know you've got an upcoming exam. In a couple of days' time. So I really do appreciate it. And I know it's a bit late in India as well. So it's around about midnight there. Is that correct?
Yes, it's all correct. And thank you so much.
So why don't you tell everyone about yourself? Um, and yeah, why don't you introduce yourself to everyone that's listening?
Okay. As you mentioned, first of all, I would like to say thank you so much to thanks the Statics Traveler because only because of you I have got chance to speak on this platform. So thank you so much. And another, you have already introduced me like I am Ruturaj and I have born and brought up at Gujarat, India. And basically in present I am pursuing master of business administration in marketing specialist. And if I talk about my bachelor study, then I have completed in hospitality management. My hobby is traveling and swimming and sometimes writings too.
So you said you like travelling and swimming. Was that swimming?
Yes, swimming.
Yeah. And writing as well.
Yeah, writing as well. Like I'm a marketing student, so I like to write on that particular consumer behavior.
Okay. Um, So thank you for telling us or everyone else about you a little bit there. So as you know, this is a travel podcast. So what we want to do is talk a little bit about your traveling hobby, and find out just a little bit more about yourself and what made you love traveling. Um, so why don't you tell us a little about your background? Growing up, where you're from, what it was like growing up and where you did.
Yeah, sure. Actually, basically, I am from Anand city, which is placed in Gujarat, and Gujarat is one of the state of India. So, if I talk about Anand city, then Anand is one of the famous for the Amul dairy, which is also known for milk city. And I was born and brought up at only in Anand, Gujarat. And if I talk about my childhood part, then I literally, you can say, I am a one type of combo package who loves sports, study, and traveling too. And basically, if I talk about my schooling time, then I am completing my schooling in Gujarati medium, not from English medium, which is one of the local language of the Indian.
Okay. So, growing up, did you have a travel experiences a lot growing up, or was it something that you never got to do? So now this is you wanting to travel.
Yes, actually, travel experience lots of help to me to grow up and also teach me a lots of things.
So what kind of trips did you take when you were younger? What kind of traveling did you do when you were younger?
Be honestly, if I talk about my hobby of travel, then I like to meet new people, and basically, I like to know about new culture, know about explore, know about new destinations. And as I mentioned, I have completed Bachelor of Study in Hospitality Management. So I also love that particular resorts, and something local foods. Also, I just love it.
So can you remember, what back to your childhood, sorry. So can you remember your first holiday as a child? Where what kind of places or where would you go on holiday when you were younger?
Sorry.
So as a child,
Mhm.
where would you go on holiday?
Actually, in a childhood, if I talk about my family part, then it was like nearby my city, like as like picnic. But when I was in sixth standard, like on that time, I firstly traveled to Delhi, which is a capital of the India, and which was one of the school tour on that time. And in Delhi, actually, I had traveled some Qutub Minars and Delhi Akshardham, also India Gate, and very also nearby place is Agra Taj Mahal, which is one of the wonder of the world. So in on that time, I traveled with my school tour, not with any type of family or all.
So what was it like for you leaving Anand and travelling to Delhi?
Sorry.
Yeah, so when you left Anand and went on adventures or went on holidays to Delhi, what was that like for you? What kind of stuff did you do?
Basically, if I talk about on that time, I was a little kid, like when I was in the sixth standard. So I was not perfectly in a freely traveler. Actually, I was just follow my teachers and just simply explore some holy place and some Akshadam and some India gates. And if I will talk about my city, like in Anand, there is no any type of tourist place. Like this is one of the student area.
When you're saying you're studying the now at college, or is it university? Sorry, is it college or university you're at?
Yes.
What one? Sorry, is it college?
No, it's a university with name is Charoset University.
Okay, so what made you want to go to university? After you've finished university, what do you want to move into work? Do you want to stay in India to work, or do you want to travel abroad and work, or
Be honestly, actually, I'm not thinking as the traveling is my career. Be honestly, I'm thinking like that after this MBA, then I will go for the PhD program. And I just want to do one type of job in a marketing industry. And if I talk about the travel part, then travel part is one of the my hobby. Like I am taking as like a hobby, and which is the in normal thing you can know that our normal and regular schedule, there is also need some time of break. So I'm using this type of break as a traveling.
okay. Um, so when you decide that you're going to go, um, or you're going to go on a holiday or start traveling or anything at all, how do you decide where you're going to travel?
Be honestly, there was one of the hectic and regular schedule. Like there was only one regular schedule, like just go to college, some sports, and some regular and normal place. So I need some time of break. I need some freshman from that particular regular and normal schedule. And on that time, I decided to go in a abroad or international travel. And on that time, I firstly traveled with my friend in 2015 to Thailand.
Okay, so what was that like? What was Thailand like for you? Was that the first time you had left India?
Yeah, first time I left India.
So what was that like? Tell us about that.
Yeah, actually, it was one of the amazing experience. Like to see and to meet new people. Also, there was I tasted some new dishes, some new food, some new local delicious dishes. And another thing is also I have traveled in Phuket, Pattaya, and Bangkok. So which all are totally different from the Indian culture also. So I have got chance to know about different culture too.
So how did you find that, for the first time going outside of India, was it a culture shock for you, what what Thailand is like? Was that, a shock for you? Or, did you embrace it? Did you enjoy it? Or
Yeah. Actually, it was a little bit shock, not for me. Like actually, I have already know like which type of culture in Thailand. Like I have already read, but yes, actually, it was one of the excitement for me because something new experience, something new weather also. Because if I talk about in India, then there is a same weather. Like you will find 4 month winter, 4 month summer, 4 month monsoon, but there is also I found something amazing and new environment, amazing and new weather too. So there was one of the new experience for me, and also got a chance to meet new people, not only from Thailand people. Actually, I met also some Indian people also who travel from India to Thailand.
okay. So what was it you enjoyed the most about Thailand? What made you want to go to Thailand first as your first adventure outside of India? Why Thailand?
Actually, on that time, I have decided to go to Thailand because only first reason is Thailand is providing on arrival visa for Indians. So on that time, we were just finding that on arrival visa, which will be in our budget, and we got Thailand. And if I talk about Thailand, then Thailand nightlife is a little different from the Indian culture, and obviously like there is a good nightlife from compared to India.
So tell me a bit about that. So what's Indian nightlife like?
Like if I talk about Indian nightlife, then you will not find everywhere. If I talk about my state, then my state is a dry state. Like liquor is not allowed in my state. So there
Hmm.
different type of state available in India. But I found in Thailand there is a lots of freedom. You can say like I ever been seen McDonald's or KFC for 24 hours. But firstly, I seen in Thailand, like in the morning, I can see open the McDonald's and KFC. So there is a lots of things, so many different from India to Thailand. So both culture. I just love it, and also I got new experience from Thailand also.
So what did you do when you were in Thailand? What kind of things did you do?
Basically, in Thailand, there was I was a first time as a traveler, so I was not lots of thing explored. Actually, on that time, only one tour package, and we just followed that particular tour package. There was a one Coral Island, which is nearby Pattaya. So we just enjoy some beach place, some drinks, some bars, and some cafes. So there was a if we can say Thailand is a one type of chilling place, not type of exploring something new place.
Okay. So how long did you spend in Thailand?
So how many time?
How long? Yeah. So how long were you in
Yeah,
Thailand?
actually I was there for 5 nights, 6 days, like 3 nights for Pattaya and 2 nights for Bangkok.
What was better, Pattaya or Bangkok?
If I talk about like for a youngest, like young generation, then obviously they love just Pattaya. And if I talk about as a shopping part, then Bangkok is a best for the shopping.
Okay. So Have you travelled outside of India a lot now?
Travel to India.
Outside of India. So have you travelled outside of India a lot?
South of India.
No, sorry. Have you travelled outside of India a lot?
Yeah, actually, out of India.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I have traveled out of India like for 7 times, like 7 countries I have traveled.
All right. So where else have you been?
Like in, if I talk about in 7 countries, then Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Macau, Jordan, and Indonesia.
And what one's been your favourite?
If I talk about as a historical place, then Jordan is the best place because you will find lots of option to tourist attraction into the Jordan.
One of my previous guests, he had been to Jordan, and I think he said he had been to. Is it Petra?
Yeah, Petra, one of the
Yeah.
yeah, and another is
What
Dead Sea.
what was that like? What was Petra like?
Sorry.
What was Petra like?
Actually, Petra is one of the archaeologist place. Like you will find lots of architect, and if you will love history, then you will find lots of historical place in that particular Petra also. You can also 3 to 4 track path. Like if you love to trek, then also you can love that particular place to Petra. And actually, in Jordan, there is a not only Petra, there is a lots of tourist attraction. If I talk about Amman, then Amman there is a Jaras city, then another is a Hercules temples, Mount Nebo, which all are the holy place and which all are the one of the historical place. And if I talk about in Jordan, then in Jordan there is a one of the favorite my place is the Dead Sea because which is I haven't been and I haven't enjoyed before.
So what was your what was your favourite part about Jordan? Then you said Petra was good, but it's maybe not the best part. So what was your favourite bit of Jordan?
My favorite part in Jordan is the Dead Sea. Dead Sea is which is not nearby, but you can go by a car by a road trip from the Petra. Like it's around 3 hours journey by road from Petra to Dead Sea, and Dead Sea is one of the lowest point of the Earth, like which is around 377-meter sea level, and Dead Sea is one of the place that you can float on the water. So that's the one of the amazing thing. Like you can easily float on the water. So that was one new experience for me. And obviously there is only one place, actually two places in Jerusalem, in Israel also there is a Dead Sea one part. So you can float on the water.
Yeah, so that's is it because it's full of salt?
Yeah,
Is that correct? Yeah,
a high level of salt like chlorine you can find there.
and that's what keeps you floating, isn't it? You can't go down under it, or it's difficult to go under.
Yeah, actually, Dead Sea is there is a high level of chlorine, so you cannot survive lots of time in that particular water.
And did you go in?
Hmm?
Did you go into the Dead Sea?
Yeah, I went there.
How long did you spend in the water?
Actually, I spent in water like for 2 hours, but not actually intervally. Like first I visit in 5 minutes, then come out, then go in 10 minutes, then come out. So you cannot survive there more than 5 to 10 minutes into the water because of high level of chlorine.
Okay.
And there is also one different story like Dead Sea name is from the there is a high level of chlorine, so you cannot find any fish or any insect in that particular Dead Sea because of high level of chlorine. They cannot live in the particular water, so its name from that particular thing is known as a Dead Sea.
All right. I didn't know that.
Yeah, actually, there is a high level of chlorine. Around 43% of chlorine you can find that sea, and that's why no one live in that particular sea. Like no one, like single insect also not live in that particular sea.
So, how long have you now been travelling outside of India? So, what age were you when you first travelled outside of India?
Uh, Actually, I firstly travel in India in 2015, so it's around 20 to 21 years old.
And when you left India for the first time, did you go by yourself or was it with your friend to Thailand or was it with family?
Like to Thailand, like first outside of the India.
So was Thailand the first place that you
Yeah.
went
Yes.
outside of India?
Actually, I traveled with my friend to Thailand.
So how did you find that? You know, traveling outside of the country for the first time with no family but just your friend. How was that for you?
Actually, that was something excitement because before it also I have traveled some around 5 to 6 days. So that was not first time to leaving home for me because as I told in sixth standard, I traveled to Delhi for 5 days. So there is no big issue to leaving home. Actually, there was one of the different excitement to see new country, and also there is one of the excitement for international flight because that was one of the first international flight for me. So that time I was not thinking about leaving home and all because I know that this is a for short time period. Then after 5 6 days, I will come back. So there is not any type of issue like that.
Yeah. How did your family react? How did they feel about you going by yourself?
Actually, my family is a little friendly. If I talk about my family, then my father is in a education part. Like my father is a professor and my mother is also a professor. So both are like little freely to me go outside and just learn something new from the world. So they are just telling me only one thing that just explore new things and just learn from there something new. So there was not any type of shocking because as I told before Thailand, I have also traveled some another places within India. For example, in a north part of India like Himachal Pradesh, Himalaya, Manali, Simla, which I have traveled before Thailand.
Okay. When you travel, you know, you say you've been with your friends, you've travelled outside of India with friends, you've travelled within India with your family. Have you ever done any travelling by yourself?
Actually, I have traveled Thailand. That was the onlyest that I traveled with my friend. Actually, I'm a solo traveler. So apart from Thailand, I have traveled all countries as a solo traveler.
So when you decided to go to these countries, why did you decide to go by yourself instead of with a friend?
Be honest, is the first is learning something new part. If I talk about in India, then every family will not allow everyone to go outside and every part of country. So I cannot wait for any particular person or I cannot wait from any particular friend. And when I got time and when I got my vacation, I just like to explore new thing from another country. And another thing is when I was in Thailand with my friend, on that time I little bit my motivation boost and I little bit experience also and lots of thing I taught at that time because that was my first international flight. So basically I learned lots of things like how to get on arrival visa, how to checking, how to boarding, how to read. So that was a lots of challenges when I was in Thailand, but I learned lots of things. So another time I just prefer to go by myself as a solo traveler.
And are you part of any social media groups? Are you part of any yeah, so are you part of any social media groups, or to meet people on your travels, or do you prefer just to go yourself, and if you meet somebody you do, if you don't, absolutely fine?
Yes, actually, if I talk about a social media, like in a social media, in the last 1 or 2 months, I just started actually. Actually, I was using social media, but not as like in present, because in present there is a Corona pandemic, so there is I get lots of time, and that's why I'm using it. But as a social media, I am not finding that type of particular friend to travel with them. I just always prefer to travel as a solo traveler, because on that time I can feel like I'm a free, like where I want to go, where I can go very easily. Otherwise, if I will go in a group traveling, then obviously there is a one type of some people will not like that particular place, but I like to go, but I can't go there. So there is a one type of problem creating in that particular group traveling.
And do you, when you travel, do you plan ahead? Do you sort out excursions, that kind of thing, or do you just arrive and then do what you want when you arrive?
No, actually, I'm a proper planner person. When I decided to plan anywhere, lots of around 1 to 2 months, I planning. Planning means I read blogs, I just watch videos in YouTube. I find everything about countries, like what's the rules and regulation, what's the weather, which is the one of the best tourist attraction. With even if I travel for a 5 days, that even I just identify first day I will go in this restaurant, second day I will go in this cafe, third day I will go in this bar. Actually, I just love rooftop, like rooftop places like rooftop bar, rooftop restaurant, rooftop cafes. So I just divided for 5 days. First day I will go this rooftop. Second day I will go this rooftop. Third day I will go for this bar. So I will manage all things as a planning.
Okay. And you spoke earlier about different passions that you have. You said about, was it swimming and writing?
Yeah.
Outside of them, do you have anything in particular you do when you travel, or do you have any other particular hobbies or passions? Or
If I talk about my goal of life, then my goal of life is totally different from it. My goal of life is to become a successful personality in a marketing industry. Like I want to become a successful personality in a any corporate marketing company. But this traveling part is one of the second part, which is my hobby. That's why I'm enjoying, and I'm just love it. And another is a swimming. Then swimming is a one type of exercise I'm taking as a exercise part. And writing is another hobby, because I don't like to waste my time. So when I get some free time, I just write some blogs about my travel history.
where do you post your blogs once
uh,
you've written them?
Yeah, actually, I'm just writing like in present. I haven't took any type of domain. I'm just writing on Blogspot, and sometime post on Twitter or something. Sometime post on Facebook also.
Okay. So what kind of thing do you speak about in your blog? Because it's not really something I've ever done before, is sit and read blogs. So what kind of information do you put on there?
Basically, I mentioned that as a guider. Like if last my blog is around for Rajasthan. Last blog I written for Rajasthan. So I just simply mentioned that some tourist attraction and some amazing restaurant and some amazing cafes which I have enjoy and which I have experienced a lot.
Okay.
So actually, there is a main aim, main motto is someone can find something new place from that particular blog.
Okay. And when you've been travelling, this is one of my favourite questions. Is that during your travels, have you had one particular moment where it's just taken your breath away?
Yes, actually, it was when that was my first experience as a solo traveler. On that time, I was coming back to India. I was there in Singapore and Malaysia too. My flight from Singapore to Malaysia and Malaysia to Mumbai. So and that on that time, firstly, I just done one mistake to read flight number. Like done one mistake to read flight number wrongly, and I was waiting for flight counter in different terminal. Like I was waiting for different terminal. Then I got to know that I was in wrong terminal. And in Malaysia, there is transfer from one terminal to another by. So that was breathtaking moment for me because hard to understand Malaysia metro system and read to another terminal. But on that time, Malaysian airport staff totally helped me a lot, and I didn't miss my flight. Otherwise, on that time, I missed it.
And what about the most amazing moment when you've been travelling? What's been the most amazing moment?
Actually, there is a every country there is an amazing moment. As I told, in a Jordan there is an amazing moment is a float on the water, which is one of the newest experience for me. If I talk about in Indonesia in Jakarta, so Jakarta is one of the best party place. Like I got good club, good pubs, and good rooftop bar in uh, Pattaya. Sorry, in Jakarta. Then another thing is also Singapore and Malaysia. If I talk about Singapore, then I got to learn and I got to see lots of strictly rules. Like no one can break rules in Singapore. So I appreciate that particular country. And in Malaysia also, I got lots of things to learn and so many experience in Malaysia too.
Okay. And what about what's the scariest moment that you've had?
Be honest, there is no any type of this type of scariest moment because as I told, I totally travel as a proper plan. Like without plan, I never go for travel. So
Mhm.
everything done is which is done only because I know that like I will do this, I will do this. And one of the scariest moment I have already mentioned that on that time I was Malaysian airport, and on that time I done one simple mistake like reading flight number on that particular screen. I was wrongly reading like I was read 163, but it was 162. And I was just standing terminal number one, and my flight was terminal two. And distance between one and two is a 5 to 4 kilometer. And you have to just catch the metro train. And I was the first time solo traveler on that international trip, and I could not get anything like how to take ticket from the counter for metro train and how to go for second counter. So on that time Malaysian staff totally helped me, and on that time I just missed my, otherwise I missed my flight.
Okay. So what about scams? Have you ever been scammed at all?
Sorry.
Yeah. So have you? What about scams? Have you ever been scammed before?
Scam?
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever been scammed?
No, 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 no.
Okay. When you're traveling, I
Hmm?
know you say that you want to be marketing. You want to, that is your goal. You want to be, an amazing marketer for a major company.
Yes, yes.
So what do you want from traveling then? Is it just that you want to have a bit of adventure, have a break?
It's just time of have a break because this is a one of the hectic schedule. If I talk about like my college days, my exams, then there is a normal and regular routine. So there is a plan. every one international trip in a 1 year. Like per 1 year, there is only one international trip. So just take some break from normal schedule.
Okay. How many countries have you travelled to?
I have traveled 7 countries, and most of I have traveled Asian countries like Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Macau, and Jordan and Jakarta.
Have you ever been to Europe?
No, actually, I'm planning for this summer, like in April to June, but this Corona pandemic is just stopped. Actually, be honestly, I am planning for a visa on arrival. Like in which country is providing visa on arrival for Indians? So, which I have traveled on almost every countries are providing visa on arrival to Indians. If I will go for a Europe, then I have to wait for a 1 month for visa approval and everything.
All right. So where in Europe do you want to travel?
Sorry.
Where about in Europe do you want to travel?
Uh, After this Corona pandemic, be honestly, Europe in maybe next year because there is a one plan for me. Like I want to Europe in a summer, like in May to June. Otherwise, April to May.
Yeah, but what countries do you want to visit?
Main country there was Italy, but now I'm scaring from it. Otherwise, Venice, Rome, and in Rome also there is a one of the wonder of the world. So I was planning, but still I'm scaring. And another favorite is Spain also, which is also scareable. Third is also Germany, which is also scareable.
And
So
what about Scotland?
yeah, Scotland is good. Actually, be honestly, I don't know much about Scotland. Actually, if I talk about a Europe country, then in Europe country, I just know about Italy, Germany, Spain, France, Switzerland, and Austria. Like these countries, I have seen some pictures and I have read something about it. And Scotland about something like sports, but not read about properly in Scotland.
So you'll need to do a bit of research and then you can come and visit.
Yes.
So where's next then? So you said you were planning on Europe, but that's not happened. What's next for you travel wise?
In next for me, there is a two option actually I have decided. First is Turkey, Istanbul, and second is a Europe. And if I talk about in Europe, then there is a five package like as I mentioned, France, Spain, Germany, Italy. But now and another is also Netherlands. But now I'm little scared about that particular country. So maybe I will go for Istanbul.
You've not been to Turkey before, have you?
No, I haven't traveled Turkey. Like next time I am planning it.
It is very good.
Yes, in Istanbul actually I have seen some pictures. I have read some blogs, also watched some videos. So I'm little excited.
Um, do you think you'll ever stop traveling?
No, never. Actually, as I have told that in every person, if I talk about a particular mind, then obviously I need some break in every 1 year because this type of hectic schedule. And if there will be a one type of break, then obviously I will go for an international trip. Otherwise, in this industry, I want to work like in as a marketer person in a corporate industry, then I will not get lots of holidays. But when I will get holiday, I will go for an international trip.
Okay. So the next part is where I'd give you a question from my daughter. Okay. So the question that she's asked me is is about the weather over there. So when I was speaking to her, I was explaining that you have a monsoon season. So she was asking what is the monsoon season like for when you live in India or in any country with that sort of harshness of a season. What how do you manage in monsoon season?
Like in India, there is a monsoon season is from June to August.
So how do you cope during that time?
Sorry.
How do you cope during monsoon season? How do you, because obviously you can't do everything that you would normally do because it's raining constantly. So what do you do during monsoon season?
Be honestly, I just focus on that particular my work. Like if I will do job, then obviously I will just focus on job. In present, I am studying. Then I will just focus on study. Be honestly, as a traveler, I am thinking like that. If I am planning for traveling, then for it, winter and summer are most important and most preferable.
So do you prefer monsoon season?
No, I am not preferable for monsoon season as a traveling.
Okay.
Actually, every time I just find winter or spring or summer. Like if I'm planning for Europe, then I'm finding summer. Otherwise, in winter there will be a lots of like temperature will be so low.
Okay.
So it's totally dependent on particular country. If I talk about Jordan or Dubai, then you cannot explore that particular place in summer. Otherwise, there will be a temperature will be so high.
Okay. So the next part is my favourite part of the whole interview. Um, is where I pass over to you for you to take us on a journey. Tell us about one place or one adventure that you've been on, or one place that you've been that you think that everyone should do or everyone should go on.
Uh, so this destination placed in Middle East. Actually, I have already little bit mentioned about Dead Sea, which is placed in Jordan, and I traveled Jordan in 2017. Actually, on that time, I was not sure about like in which country should I go to travel, but I got to know that in travel there is on arrival visa for Indians. So I thought it will be little bit easy process, and which country is also related to history. So I decided to Jordan. If I talk about Jordan, then it is placed in Middle East. Jordan has one of the oldest history, and main reason to travel Jordan is that there is so many tourist attraction. You will find lots of tourist attraction and lots of option you can find in particular Jordan. In Jordan, you will also find something new and attractive places to explore. And if I talk about in Jordan, there is Amman. As I mentioned, that Amman is the capital of the Jordan, and you can find good historical places from Amman. Like if I talk about in Amman, there is a Hercules temple. There is also one of the Jeras city. So which are totally related to historical place, and you just love it. You can also enjoy Wadi Rum. Wadi Rum is one of the desert part of the Jordan, and there is a famous movie shooted, which is a Transformer. There is if I talk about in Jordan, there is a main two things. Actually, main there is a three things. First is a Petra, which is one of the wonder of the world, archaeological city, and second is a Dead Sea, and third is a Mount Nebo. Mount Nebo is one of the holy place of that particular country, like in Jordan. But today I am talking about Dead Sea because in Jordan, Dead Sea is one of the my favorite part. So on that journey, my flight from Mumbai to Kuwait and Kuwait to Oman, and there was a Kuwait airline which is not bad. In morning, I landed to Oman and completed all process of visa because it was on arrival visa process. And last 2 days I was in Dead Sea, and before 4 to 5 days I have explored Wadi Rum, Petra, and Amman. So if I talk about Dead Sea, and so I was reached there by car. Like it was around 3 hour road journey from Petra to Dead Sea. Like it was very long road trip, but I enjoy a lot. Around 11 in morning, I reached there to Ramada Resort, which is beachside resort, and from hotel to beach, it's around 2 kilometer. And there is a two option, like you can go by walking, and there is also free transportation from Ramada Resort. Uh, I love and I just like to this place because this is one of the lowest point on the earth, which is around, as I mentioned, 377 meter from sea level. And one amazing thing about that sea is you can literally float on the water. Like that is one of the newest and something amazing experience you can get and you will find from the Dead Sea. So I was on that time so much excited to whole journey when I started from Mumbai. Like when I started from Mumbai to Jordan on that time, I was just thinking about like how can one human or how can that particular thing float on the water. So literally, I was so much excitement in whole the journey to reach on the Dead Sea and float on the water. So I did not waste my time and just go for fresh in room. And when I went to Dead Sea, so I just literally saw this is a one type of pond. Like I cannot feel like this is a sea or there is a big waves. It's just like a pond. But when I entered that, then I was literally floating on the water. So I was not believed like how is possible like this type of places also in the world, and which make me lots of motivate me to travel. But there is also one reality that there is a high level of chlorine you will find the sea. So you cannot stay or you cannot survive in that particular sea for more than 5 to 10 minutes. And there is also another best thing is there is a rich full mud. Like there is having lots of minerals. You will find that particular Dead Sea mud, and which is good for your skin. And around some enjoyment, like I came back to hotel, and if I talk about in the night part, then on that time on that Ramada resort there was one of the musical night, and there was one of the Arabic music. So obviously I just like and love to new culture, so I found something new Arabic music and something new Arabic dance to enjoy. And after 2 days whole journey back to India, for there was my flight from Amman. So again there was a 3 hours road journey from Dead Sea to Amman, and Amman to I took flight for Kuwait and Kuwait to Mumbai. So that whole journey about today's part is the Dead Sea, which I have a lot love because which is only one place in the earth. You will find this Dead Sea in Jerusalem in Israel also, but Dead Sea is only one, like which is the deepest.
Perfect. Um, so that your recommendation there is that anyone, if you need to go somewhere before, you're no longer able to travel, or there's somewhere you must go, it's the Dead Sea in Jordan.
Yes, if someone will go for Jordan, then their person should never miss Petra and Dead Sea.
Okay. So the next part is some quick fire questions. Okay. So I'll just say them to you, and you just give me the first one that comes to you, the first answer that comes to your mind. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes,
Okay. So Ruturaj,
yes.
where is your hometown?
My hometown is Anand city, which is placed in Gujarat, and which is Gujarat is in India.
Okay. So when you travel, what is your travel essential? What must you have with you at all times?
Be honestly, there is not much necessary. Like I don't need that particular thing, which is necessary for regular days. I just carried that thing. But if I talk about something like psychological part, then planning is much necessary.
Okay. What's your favourite food?
If I actually be honestly, I'm a pure vegetable. Like I'm not non-vegetable. So in a vegetable food, I just love our traditional Indian food.
Okay. So, what's your favourite traditional dish then? What's your favourite traditional Indian dish?
Like favorite destination for which I have traveled or which I want to travel.
No, no, sorry. Your favourite food dish, your traditional Indian dish. What's your favourite?
Okay, if I talk about a favorite country for travel, which I have traveled, like which is a Jordan, because there is a, one of the lots of history I will find. And if I talk about a wish to go in which country, then which is a Europe.
Okay, that's fine. Um, when you travel, what is the way that you find best to relax?
Uh, if I actually is totally depend on that particular country, like in which country I am traveling. If I talk about in Jakarta, then relaxing point is pubs, bar, cafe, some rooftop restaurant, because Jakarta, Indonesia is a totally for place where I cannot find any type of history. And same as like if I am traveling for Jordan, then obviously in Jordan, I cannot find lots of bars, pubs, cafes. On that time, I just find some history and know something about that particular country.
Okay, and what is your favourite song?
In favorite song, there is a lots of favorite song. Actually, I love VH1. Every VH1 Good Morning, like I listen every song in VH1. So there is no any type of particular song which is new one. I just love it.
What song?
Actually, there is a lots of song. If I talk about in present, then there is a lots of songs like in my favorite list. So there is
Okay,
no particular, but mainly for songs, I recommended and I watch VH1.
okay. Do you have a favourite artist then?
There is no any type of favorite. Actually, I just I love all artists. Actually, I just love that particular art, not that particular personality.
Okay. What's your favourite drink?
Uh, if I talk about favorite drink in a alcoholic, then I love red wine. And if I all talk about in a non-alcoholic, then there is a blue Corregaro mocktail.
Okay. Do you have a favourite movie?
Yeah, my favorite movie is the like Fast and Furious. Which season I just love it.
Okay. Do you have a favourite TV show?
Uh, TV show I don't like, but if I talk about a season, then there is my favorite season is Narcos.
Oh, it's so good, isn't it?
Yes, actually, Lord, I love it like something new.
Have you watched the Mexican one as well?
Yes,
Yeah, it's really good, isn't it?
yeah, and another is like Money Heist.
And the last question I have for you is: can you speak any other languages?
Yes, actually, I can speak total three language. First is third is Hindi, which is our national language, and last is a Gujarati, which is our state language, local state language.
Okay, brilliant. Um, but that's really everything that I have to ask you today. I don't want to keep you too much longer because I know it must be around about what 1 o'clock in the morning there.
Yeah, in exactly 1 hour.
Yeah. So, um, Listen, I want to thank you so much for taking the time and coming and speaking to myself today. Um, why don't you tell everyone, if you got any social media that people can follow you, Instagram, Facebook, where can people find you?
Sorry.
Yeah, so do you have any social media where
Yes, yes.
people can follow you?
Actually, I am presently active in Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and LinkedIn.
Do you want to tell everyone how they can add you?
Yes, sure. I will everyone tell, and also I will mention to your name, your page also. Like, actually, I should tell you thank you so much to give me this type of platform to speak about, like my travel history or something. It so
No,
thank
that
you so much. And I will obviously, I will recommend my friends also. My friends will also contact to you, like any type of this type of podcast, because be honestly, this type of, like, first time my experiences like is when I saw your post on Facebook. Actually, I'm not too much active in Facebook, but
mhm,
saw your post, like I found something new. And as
yeah.
a marketing person, so I just try to find out, like, what is podcast, like it's something like social media or something like that. So, and also it's related to travel, so I thought obviously it related to me, and I will learn and I will teach something from you. So that's,
Thank you very much.
yeah, so that's why I just simply, I did on that time I didn't think anything, and I just said you, yes, I will join you.
So what's your Instagram name? Where can people find you?
Rutu 46, like my name's for character Rutu,
Yep,
Rutu 46.
perfect.
Yeah.
Um, so everyone, if you can, please go over and follow Rutu on Instagram. That's Rutu 46,
Yeah.
and you can see all his posts there. And remember, and give him a little follow. Also, while I'm here, remember to follow the Static Traveller on Instagram. We have just reached 900 followers, so thank you very much to everyone. Sorry, I have just reached 500 followers. I keep saying we. I really need to stop that. Um, I've also got YouTube, so we've got a YouTube channel of the Static Traveller, and our Facebook page again is the Static Traveller. So head on over, give us a like, and if it's on YouTube, why don't you subscribe for all the latest episodes? If you want to feature on the next episode of the Static Traveller, please get in touch by sending me a direct message on the Instagram account or the Facebook. And again, Rutu, thank you very much for joining me today.
You are most
It's been
welcome.
a pleasure speaking to yourself. But thank you very much for joining me. I hope everyone enjoyed this episode. Until the next time, you keep travelling and I'll stay static.